Hello, welcome to another In My Mailbox vlog. It's been a while since I've done my last one, and now I have 3 piles of books to show you again this week, so I'm going to try to get through them pretty fast. The first thing I got from Jennifer Archer was bookmarks. She sent me for giveaways. She also signed them, but it's kind of hard to tell. She signed them like right there. But I got that, and for review I got Silver Moon by Rebecca A. Rogers. This book I got yesterday, and I finished it today, and this book was absolutely amazing. It is a paranormal romance, and I immensely enjoyed it so much that I've read it. I tried to read it yesterday, but couldn't. But my review for this will be up sometime tonight or tomorrow. And then from Scholastic, I got the Hunger Games Tribute Guide, which kind of shows you pictures of all the tributes in the Hunger Games and kind of a behind-the-scenes look on the movie. And then I got the Hunger Games Movie Companion Guide. This shows you how they made the movie, how they filmed, how they picked the characters to play. So this is actually really interesting, and it made me even more excited to watch a movie that comes out this Friday, which I'm going to see. And then I got Wishful Thinking. This has been on my wish list since last January when it came out, and so finally I got it, and hopefully I can review it soon. I got Recovery Road by Blake Nelson. This is about a girl who goes in rehab, and on her weekly movie nights she meets a boy, and they kind of fall in love, and then when she gets out of rehab they kind of reconnect, but everything's not the same because they both have issues. So I'm interested to see how this book goes and how the ending is. And then I got Perception by Kim Harrington. This is the second book in the Clarity series. A couple weeks ago in my last vlog I showed you the first book that I got, and now I got the second one, so hopefully I can read this soon because it sounds really amazing. Then I got The Demon Trapper's Daughter by Jana Oliver. When this book first came out I thought it was an adult book, so I wasn't really interested in getting this, but then more and more people have reviewed it and loved it, and I found out it was a young adult novel. So I decided to give it a chance and read it, and I'm hoping I really like it, and hopefully the second one, I think the second one's out already, so I should probably get the second one because I think I'm going to love that book. Then I got Shadow Spell by Jenna Black. This is the second book in the Glimmerglass series, which I have the first book but have not gotten to read the series yet. This book came out in 2010, and I need to get the third one. I think it's only a trilogy, I don't think it's a series. Well, the third one is out, so a lot of people enjoyed that book also. Then I got Vibes by Amy Kathleen Ryan. This book is about a girl who can read minds, and I thought this book was really awesome because if I could pick any superpower at all, I would pick reading minds. So this book kind of made it really awesome. And I wish that I could read minds sometimes. Then I got Switched by Amanda Hocking. This is the first book in the trilogy, and then Torn is the second book. The third book, Ascend, comes out in April. So I'm going to wait to read these until the third one comes out. Then I got Sense and Sensibility by Jane Austen. I haven't read any like the old classical novels. I just was never interested in it, and so I'm beginning to like the historical romance novels. So hopefully I enjoy these books so that I can get the other ones. And then I got The Healer's Apprentice, which I have never heard about. That sounds really good because it's another one of those historical romance novels, and I've been kind of getting into that genre of books now, so I'm hoping it's really good. Love You, Hate You, Miss You by Elizabeth Scott. This has been on my reading list for a couple years now. This is one of her earlier books. I've read all her other books and loved them, but someone said that this one's different than all her other ones, so I'm hoping that this one's still as great as the others. I got Never Been Kissed by Melody Carlson. Roadside Assistant by Amy Clipston. Saving Juliet by Suzanne Silfers. This book is about a girl and a boy who play in the Romeo and Juliet play, and they get transported back in time to actually the Shakespearean time period where the Romeo and Juliet is actually happening in real life. And they kind of mix things up a little bit, and the play doesn't go as planned. But it was a really great book. I finished this in a day, and I just couldn't get enough of it. So, definitely one of my top books I've read so far this year. I got The Fine Art of Truth and Dare by Melissa Jensen. This book I've been waiting for a long time to come out to read it, and finally it just came out in February, and it wasn't actually as good as I thought it was going to be. It was a bit disappointing, but it still was worth a read. And one of another older novels is Rebel Angels. I'm hoping I like this one because I've heard a lot of mixed things about it. It's one of those historic novels, so it's kind of like an older time, so hopefully it's as good as everyone says it is. And then I got Pure by Juliana Baggett. I hope I said the last name right. But this book I got an arc of like last year sometime, and this book just came out February. This book has such a different creative plot that is different than any other dystopian novel that I've read. So I really enjoyed this one, so I had to go out and buy it. But this book I think is actually going to be coming out into a movie, so I'm really interested to see how they do that, because this is such a weird kind of I don't know, some parts were kind of creepy, but it's just like weird how the characters are in the book, so I'm really interested to see how that plays out into a movie. And then I got Tempest by Julie Cross. This book is a time-traveling novel, which I haven't really read a lot of time-traveling novels, and it just came out, so I don't know if I should wait till the next book comes out, or if I should just read it now. I don't know. Then I got Fever. This is the second book in the Wither trilogy, and I actually have the first one that I bought last year, but haven't gotten to reading it yet, because I think I might wait for the third one to come out to read them, because everyone says how amazing these books are, and I just don't want to be left in like a cliffhanger waiting for the next one like all the other books that I read. So if I can hold out another year, then I can read the whole trilogy at the same time. And then I got Pandemonium by Lauren Oliver. This book has been one of my most long-awaited books, because I've read Delirium last year when it first came out, and the ending, which just had a crazy ending, that it kind of left a cliffhanger for the next book, and I've been waiting a year for this one to come out, and the second book is never as good as the first one, but this one was actually pretty good. I was expecting a little more, but it was still a great book. Definitely worth the year-long wait. And then I got Star-Crossed, which is the first book. I think it's a trilogy. I read this one last year when it first came out, and this is definitely one of my top favorite books of last year. It has, it's a mythical book with kind of like the gods, like the mythic gods in it, and it was just a really different book, and I just fell in love with it. I loved it. And then I got Elixir by Hilary Duff. This book, I didn't think I was going to like it. A lot of people didn't want to start reading it because it was by Hilary Duff, and they didn't know like how the book was going to be. But I actually really enjoyed reading this. It was actually way better than I expected it to be. So I bought this one, and then I bought the second one, which came out at the end of last year, and I'm hoping that this one is as good as the first one, because I would be very disappointed if it isn't. And then the last, but not least, is No Man's Land by Leslie Hodge. This book is about a society where it's only girls, and they're kind of raised up and brought up to hate men and to think that they're evil and that they're their enemies. But the one main character in this book, she kind of figures out the truth of who men really are, and that they're not as evil as everyone thinks they are, and she kind of rebels against her society. So it's definitely like a different book, and it's set in the future, so the girls there don't know what, they find like this old house and they don't know what like Barbie dolls or makeup, or they don't have like any like of the clothes they had like we have today. So it was definitely interesting to see their point of view in the future compared to what it is now. So that's the last book I got, and please leave a comment with your IMM down below and tell me which book is your favorite.